All right. Hi, kids.
I wasn't ready. You've been elated.
I didn't know you weren't ready. You said whenever you're ready. Hurry up. You got 2. Is the countdown to next? So we're live now. Tell me you can all hear me, right? Yeah? Audio sound right? We good? Everything great? Gravy? Like a train? So, I got some new trivia cards. Mr. SC Lexus, sorry, I don't think the little thingies at the bottom work yet. My wife is still learning the ins and outs.
Yeah, but your chat's showing up here. So let me erase this.
Hang on, she's fixing something. She didn't mean for the chat to show up there. My chat should show up on my side of the screen.
But I don't want chat box. There.
That should be.
There you go. And I don't know how to do donations. So
It's fine. We'll work it. We'll get that figured out over time. What up, Pat Carrillo, Brandon Mason, Toonami VHS? I don't know why you just started moving everything.
It's fine. I'm not ruining anything.
All right. So, what up, Corbin? How you doing, Steelers 89? Brandon Mason, Justin Vigil. So I got a whole bunch of new card decks. Well, not a whole bunch, but it's a really big deck of gaming trivia cards. And I've been pretty good. So I'm excited. We're gonna do some gaming trivia live. The leaders, so when I tally everything, oh my god, Mr. SC Lexus, thank you again. You just donated more than what I make per video these days. Wish that were a joke at this point. Alright, so there are actually 2 sets of cards in here. And we're gonna get crack-a-lackin'. I should be able to figure all this out. Sorry, my wife got a little carried away with customizing everything.
I did not get carried away.
Should not get carried away. I don't think you understand. Customizing things is like fun for her, which doesn't really shock me. What up, Melanie? Drunk Irish. It's gonna be well worth it. All right, so we're gonna roll through some trivia. It should show up on the leaderboards when I enter the name, and the way I do this is whoever comes through first on my screen, on my chat screen, whoever comes through with the answer first is who gets the point. Sorry, I have a cough. If your internet's slightly slower, it might not come through before someone else's. But on my chat screen, which is right over here to my right, whoever is the first one with the answer gets the question. Make sense? Good. So please do not dispute it with me. We had some issues with that the first time we did Trivia Live, and eventually we got that all figured out and everyone all understanding of how that was going to roll. So, are you ready to be a millionaire? And by millionaire, I just mean you get some credit and you show up on my screen right there. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. So, you guys ready to kick this off? Let's see some yays, some yeses in the chat. Also, if you are here too, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Those help me too. Damn, Mr. SC Lexus. You the man. My body is ready. Well, Mr. Betnator, I'm happy that you are now Reggie Fils-Aimé. So here we go. Here we go. Question 1. Faith Connors is the player character and a runner in which video game series? Faith Connors is the player character and a runner in which video game series? No, you're the man. Thank you, Steelers. Do. Mr. SC, why are you sending him money? It's a super chat. People do that quite a bit. Well, they used to. Really? No one? Maybe we should set up like a 40-second timer on these. The correct answer. Oh, dang. Jonathan Heath got it. Oh. How do I do a tally? Is there like just can I just do a strike, like a single strike? There we go. That'll work. So hang on. I'm getting you on the board here. And Jonathan Heath with 1. Go us. All right, next up. In Dark Souls, which infamous duo must be defeated in order for the player character to obtain the Lord Vessel? In Dark Souls, which infamous duo must be defeated for the player character to obtain the Lord Vessel? Do. Should have downloaded the Jeopardy music. You should make out with your wife on stream. Damn, Mr. SC Lexus, you're killing it with me, man. Killing it. I don't get a lot of super chats that often anymore. Anyone on the Dark Souls? Yeah. Matthew Castro. You're lucky I was paying enough attention, because the way they worded it is different than yours. It's Dragon Slayer Orstein and Executioner Sma. I am not a Dark Souls player, so you know. Ta-da! I'm just happy that worked as well as it did. Kuro is the owl antagonist in which video game? Kuro is the owl antagonist in which video game? I haven't played Dark Souls like at all. I've tried Dark Souls 2 and I didn't like it. No, sir, I didn't like it. I do not know how to say a bunch of Asian characters as a name there, so we're just going to call you Asian Man. Asian Man, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? John Wellbeloved got it. Ori and the Blind Forest. Big credits to my wife, though, for being able to orchestrate this tally list the way she did. The Overwatch character D.Va is a professional gamer and world #1 in which other game made by Blizzard Entertainment? The Overwatch character D.Va is a professional gamer and world #1 in which other game made by Blizzard Entertainment? Damn, Mr. SC Lexus, you're blowing it up. You might get me actually a paycheck from YouTube again this month. That goes into me getting paid out from YouTube, by the way. So, thank you again. I tried to make it stupid simple because that's about all I can handle. The Odd Tony, that is correct. It is StarCraft. The Odd Tony gets a 1. That is a 1. Safe. Alrighty then. On to the next card. Shoshone National Forest is the setting for which 2016 video game? Shoshone National Forest is the setting for which 2016 video game? I feel old and out of touch with video games on these questions. You know, 2 of them I would have been able to answer without having the answers shown to me. The StarCraft one and the Mirror's Edge one. Barrett's music, that's fine. I understand, man. I used to love Overwatch. I play it now occasionally.
Are you just answering like doing one at a time?
The Odd Tony gets another one on the board. We're doing these as tallies because it makes my life a bit easier. I could have probably just done these as ones. Hang on, let's change these to just ones. So that way we'll just total up the ones. Damn, Mr. SC Texas, that one gets pinned. It's over 5.
Woo!
The bigger super chats get pinned by YouTube.
I feel like I did really good for the amount of time I was given.
I'll buy some new some new trivia cards with that. Harvested from sea slugs, which genetic altering substance serves as the catalyst for a civil war in the 2007 game BioShock? Harvested from sea slugs, which genetic altering substance serves as the catalyst for a civil war in the 2007 game BioShock? This one I could have gotten. BioShock's one of my favorite games. Take some cough medicine. Valerie gave me the cough.
What?
You gave me the cough. What's up, Danny? Jablonski? I think I got that right. It is Adam. Steelers 89. Show me Adam. Hang on. We're going to have some fun with this. I'm sorry, Steelers, for this, but I'm a Cowboys fan. So there's that. It is Adam. Adam is the cause of all that. That's the genetic. That's stuff you shoot into your arm. We don't want to hear what your wife gave you. What up, Gaming Fire? Which former Gears of War studio is the developer for the 2017 game Fortnite Battle Royale? The mouse?
Yeah.
Maybe you wanted my vape. I don't know. Which former Gears of War studio is the developer for the 2017 game Fortnite Battle Royale?
Right?
Yeah, you're good. And Pat Carrillo got it. Epic Games. I don't know. Where'd my notepad go? Got it. It's really funny. Cause like my wife's like, oh, I had to make this super simple for you. I can build you a computer. It's just when it comes to me using one. I can fix your computer. I can remove viruses. I can do anything. I'm not the greatest at using a computer. I don't know why. Alrighty. Huh?
That means a lot.
What?
That you're happy that I did this for you.
With names shared with the typefaces used for their speech bubbles, what are the skeleton duo in Undertale called? With names shared with their typefaces used for their speech bubbles, what are the skeleton duo in Undertale called? Can't answer any of these. I'm going to dip. You all have fun. Drunk Irish, you have a great evening. Hopefully I don't wind up drunk on this stream like I did the last trivia stream.
Me too.
Dern? Dem Bones. I feel like you're guessing. The Odd Tony gets it. The Odd Tony's killing it. It is Sands and Papyrus. Make sure that updated correctly. All right. On we go. Or Alice in Chains. By the way, Steelers, I hope you understand that the terrible team thing is a joke. Don't take that personally. I can't hit it with a hammer as opposed to just cursing at it. So I mean, this is the new gaming PC that I'm on right now. Like, so this is the gaming PC you all got to see me build. Here we go. In Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Senua embarks on her quest to save Dillion's soul from which goddess? In Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Senua embarks on her quest to save Dillion's soul from which goddess? Oh, I do and I don't. I'm a Cowboys fan, man. You gotta understand, the Steelers are like that team where it's always like, no, you hear like the Cowboys and the Steelers fans always say, no, we're the greatest franchise. It's one of those things. The Odd Tony gets it again. The Odd Tony's just cleaning up. Oh, Beyonce. Barrett's music. That's funny. In Life is Strange, protagonist Max Caulfield is a student of which subject at Blackwell Academy? In Life is Strange, protagonist Max Caulfield is a student of which subject at Blackwell Academy? I love Hellblade. You know, I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it yet. I hear that that's a game you automatically want to play with headphones on. Like, you don't want to use anything other than headphones. Mr. Betonator gets it! Just barely beating out the Odd Tony, who was hot on his trail. Mr. Oh, you don't have a bet. Oh, Nader. You get a 1. All right. Juan, I can't say that last name, Aguacati, is the protagonist of which video game? Juan Aguacati is the protagonist of which video game? This is a good game. I played it with my son. It was free on Xbox for a while. It's also one of the more renowned indie games. I'm definitely not winning. Wolf, step it up. All right. Matthew Castro gets it with Guacamelee. All right. Here's going to be, if you all don't get this, I'm going to cry. What is the name of the artificial intelligence in charge of the testing facility at Aperture Science in the 2007 video game Portal? What is the name of the artificial intelligence in charge of the testing facility at Aperture Science in the 2007 video game Portal? Arrow Slayer snags it. Arrow, you're my boy. You are my boy. GLaDOS. Actually, I just bought Portal 2 on Steam while it was on sale for the holiday sale. Is something I wanted to be able to run on the gaming PC. But yes, GLaDOS. That's actually one of my favorite game series of all time as well. What was the name of the first raid to be released in Destiny? This is an easy one. What was the name of the first raid that was released in Destiny, the original Destiny? It was a huge deal when it came out. Steam sales are the best. Yeah, I know. I've picked up a lot of things on Steam sale even before I had a gaming PC. No, I hate the Steam controller. I think I don't like touch. There's Wolf! Wolf got it! Vault to glass! Sorry, guys. I'm a really loud human being, by the way, but I'm also trying to make sure I enunciate very smoothly to make sure everyone can hear the questions easily. What is the name of Shovel Knight's adventuring partner? What is the name of Shovel Knight's adventuring partner? You know, I tried to record an Xbox Series X video today, and it just turned into a bunch of mumbling from me. Brandon Mason snags it. It is Shield Knight. What is the name of the player character in Horizon Zero Dawn? What is the name of the player character in Horizon Zero Dawn? I will say this. The original Destiny I loved. Destiny 2's good. Nick, you're slutty when you're drunk. You have no idea. None. So this glass was pretty full. By the way, this is about where a full wine glass should be. Like, that's a full wine pour right there. Oh, there comes Hatchet in. But Matthew Castro got you just by a little bit there, Hatch. By the way, hi, Hatchet. How are you? Save. Kratos faces off against which of the 7 wonders of the ancient world brought to life at the start of God of War 2? Kratos faces off against which of the 7 wonders of the ancient world brought to life at the start of God of War 2? Val went upstairs. She set all this up for me. That's why it looks all fancy-dancy. Cooking Mama is not the answer. And the odd Tony gets it with the Colossus of Rhodes. A spin-off for the strategy game The Escapist was released in 2015 based on which comic series? A spin-off for the strategy game The Escapist was released in 2015 based on which comic series? I picked up Ring Fit Adventure today. My New Year's resolution is going to be to get back into shape because, my body's turning against me. Tony, stop using. I can't say the G word or it starts listening in my house. Dirty Joe gets it! The Walking Dead! By the way, Dirty Joe, you've been on my streams quite a few times. Actually, you've been on my channel for a while. Alrighty. Which dragon shout in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim translates as force, balance, push? Which dragon shout in Elder Scrolls V Skyrim translates as force, balance, push? The correct answer is Skechers, but that's not what's written on here. I'm just kidding. Things are good, Nick. Had to buy a new truck the other day. Yeah, cars don't last long. It's really upsetting. Oh, see you later, Scott Down. Enjoy your night, buddy. And Wolf gets it. Oh, no. Dirty Joe got Fus Roda. Dirty Joe just barely beat you there, Wolf. Just barely beat you. Wolf is on the board, though. All right. The antagonist, Voss, infamously gives a definition of insanity in which game? The antagonist, Voss, infamously gives a definition of insanity in which game? Fus Roda! I'll mute him because I'm jelly. Odd Tony gets it. Far Cry 3. Show me potato salad. Sorry, my boss says that all the time at work because I have like this obsession with potato salad. We're going to skip one of the questions on here because it's stupid and it shouldn't be on these. What is the full name of Agent 47's handler in the Hitman series? What is the full name of Agent 47's handler in the Hitman series? I mean, Betnator, you were on track. 4 was Pagan Min. I'm a big Far Cry fan, so, you know. The only one, I didn't like 2, and I didn't like 1. 2 I just don't like because of the medicine stuff. Tony? No, it's a girl. And the odd Tony gets it again. It is Diana Burnwood. I would have been able to remember Diana, but the Burnwood part I wouldn't have remembered. In which video game must the player use cooking and cooperation skills in order to save the Onion Kingdom? In which video game must the player use cooking and cooperation skills in order to save the Onion Kingdom? This is an easy one. If you went to the Nintendo Roadshow, they had this at the Nintendo Roadshow. Me, Valerie, and the kids played this together. She's still not going to remember the name, and she's not going to win this one. But we played it at the Nintendo Roadshow. It is not Cooking Mama. Babysitting Mama, maybe. But it's not Cooking Mama. And Hatchet gets it with Overcooked. You know what? That was actually a fun game. I've debated on picking it up, but it's never on sale. Oh, are those Anthony's gifts? By the way, you can see my Christmas tree in the background. Most of the gifts under that tree are from Sabre Prime or from the kids to the kids. I know that's weird. I love how Valerie comes in all super late there. Released in 2007, which Crytek-developed PC game was famed for its high system requirements and was often referenced as a benchmark test for computer hardware. Released in 2007, which Crytek-developed PC game was framed for its high system requirements and was often referenced as a benchmark test for computer hardware. It was the first one with Crisis. Pat Carrillo snags it. You already got one on the board. Not gonna lie, this notepad thing is way easier than me having like an actual tangible notebook. In Fallout 3, in which settlement does the Lone Wanderer have the option of detonating an unexploded nuclear bomb? In Fallout 3, in which settlement does the Lone Wanderer have the option of detonating an unexploded nuclear bomb? And you come across this settlement very early in the game. I play a lot of games, by the way. A lot of games. Also, if you saw my Black Friday haul video, I forgot I bought a new soundbar too. But my soundbar was like 10 years old. So it is Megaton. That was Jonathan Heath.
Who's overcooked?
Who got that? Was Hatchet. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I accidentally put overcooked. Hey, honey. Can you make me a cup of my new coffee real quick? I'm going to need it after this glass of wine. I played games once. I used to be an adventurer like you once, and then I took an arrow to the knee. In which 2018 video game by Lucas Pope does the player attempt to uncover the various fates of a ghost ship's crew?
You want a filter?
Yes, a filter. In which 2018 video game by Lucas Pope does the player attempt to uncover the various fates of a ghost ship's crew?
Ratchet and Clank.
I did get it entered for Jonathan Heath, didn't I? Who was the first one with Megaton? It was Heath. Give me a second. I gotta update that too. Nick, stop drinking before your trivia streams. Oberden. The odd Tony snags it again. Where are you on here? Odd Tony, you're like binary up there at this point. Jesus. No zeros for you, though. In which game did Pyramid Head make his debut? In which game did Pyramid Head make his debut? They give the specific number. 2 scoops and on the XL mug. Not the XL carrier, but the XL mug. Damn, Brandon Mason. Obviously, someone is a Silent Hill fan. Silent Hill 2, to be exact. I'm pretty sure Brandon Mason's already on the board. Show me potato salad. Arc System Works developed which 2018 fighting game based on the Dragon Ball franchise? Arc System Works developed which 2018 fighting game based on the Dragon Ball franchise? It is not Budokai. Just a heads up. I used to play the Budokai games. You know what? Dirty Joe, I will take that as the correct answer. It is Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or Fighters, however you want to pronounce it. And that is the thing that probably agitates me the most about that game. With a name inspired by those of 2 famous fiction writers, who is the protagonist of the Dead Space series? With a name inspired by those of 2 famous science fiction writers, who is the protagonist of the Dead Space series? You know, I didn't realize that his name was inspired by those individuals until I literally just saw his name. And I was like, yep, that makes sense now. Doug Dimmadome Jr.? Any COD questions? There may be. I really don't know. I don't really go looking through the deck much before I get them. And I've got a whole nother deck that comes with this thing. So I don't know if we'll just make it through one tonight. It all kind of depends on how I feel my throat's going to hold out. Because when I do this, it, tends to go a little heavy on my throat. Steelers 89 gets it. That terrible Team 89 snags a 2-pointer. What is the name of the main antagonist and final boss in Altered Beast? What is the name of the main antagonist and final boss in Altered Beast? One of the most classic Genesis titles of all time, by the way. Usually you can't mention the Genesis in a room of people that played the Genesis without someone saying this is their favorite game.
Sonic.
I mean it with nothing but love, Steelers89. Just remember that. I've been to a game in Heinz Stadium. I watched them play the Giants. That was the toughest game of my life. That was like one of the only times I've rooted for the Steelers. The odd Tony gets it. It is Neff. What victory message is given to the player, duo, or squad that wins a round of PlayerUnknown's Battleground? What victory message is given to the player character, duo, or squad that wins a round of PlayerUnknown's Battleground? Poyo. It's all about that Poyo, man. Gotta get that nose candy. For the arcade version of Ultra Beast, that's fair. The arcade versions are usually better than the home console versions. I really want an arcade 1-up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet, but I don't have the balls to reach out to them and ask if they'll send me one for my YouTube channel.
Well, do you have the space?
I don't care about the space. I'll make it fit. You should know if it don't fit, I'll force it. Oh, I should stop while I'm ahead. By the way, in case you didn't see, during the Game Awards slot the other night, they did show off The Wolf Among Us 2 is still happening, which I am super happy about. Dirty Joe got that. It is winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's why I said Poyo for chicken. And if Sabre were in here, he'd be making fun of me because I sometimes call Poyo Polo because I'm white and I don't have the vernacular to be able to speak Spanish well. Barack Obama, you're in my stream. I'm Barack Obama. That's what she said. By what name is the serial killer known in Heavy Rain? This is a game I've been wanting to stream for a long time. I say every Halloween I'm going to stream Heavy Rain. It is one of my favorite games, and I've done one playthrough, but every playthrough of Heavy Rain turns out completely different based off the decisions you make. Love the game. Jason! 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 Polo Tropical has good food. Arcade 1-ups might be garbage, but I still want an arcade cabinet of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hatchet! Oh no, Odd Tony beat ya. I'm sorry I didn't see Odd Tony on there. It is the Origami Killer. The Origami Killer. Heavy Rain's a fantastic game, by the way. If you've never played Heavy Rain, you really should. Developed by Telltale Games, which video game is based on a comic book series by Bill Wellington? Developed by Telltale Games, which video game is based on a comic book series by Bill Wellington? I kind of just gave you the answer to this one a few minutes ago. Let the man have a 1-up machine. I'm just saying, if I reached out to them and they sent me one for free, and it has like the original artwork, so April O'Neil's on it, and I get really excited. I was a huge TMNT fan when I was a kid. It is not The Walking Dead. No buzzer beater for you. The Odd Tony snags it with The Wolf Among Us. I actually have some of those comics, or those. I have the graphic novels because I buy them when they come out as a collection. I don't like buying them as individual comics. Who is the voice of Duke Nukem? Who is the voice of Duke Nukem? I used to be able to do a really good Duke Nukem impression, but I don't think I can do it anymore. Brandon Mason, Raphael's my favorite one too, because I'm a sarcastic dick. Don't get me wrong, I have the Turtles games, NES version, on my Raspberry Pi, and I could install the MAME version most likely. So I could still technically play them without it. And I could also just build my own. Who? Pat Carrillo gets it with John St. John. I was like one of the few people who pre-ordered Duke Nukem Forever, Balls of Steel edition. So I had like the Duke Nukem bust. Yeah, like life decisions were probably really poor there. I worked at GameStop at the time. I was literally the only person with it pre-ordered. Which character gives the player tutorials in Candy Crush Saga? Which character gives the player tutorials in Candy Crush Saga? This would be the one my wife would smoke you all under the table on. She's all about crushing that damn candy. She plays this game called Gardenscapes where she crushes gardens. She crushes all kinds of shit on her phone. I feel like this stream right here is where I separate myself from a kids YouTuber. Fuck you, Kappa. Not like the cops. Not like, fuck you, Kappa! Like an old school gangsta. Peppermint? No, it is not peppermint. I actually never played Candy Crush. I'm not good at those types of puzzles. I can do puzzle games just fine. As long as they're like environmental or physics-based puzzles like Portal, I can smoke right on through Portal. I think Duke Nukem is better than Doom. I agree with you, Pat. Even though I have Doom 3 on my Switch. Hey, Kappa, I'm under the age of 13. You stop that, Wolf. Okay, we're going to take that as no one's getting this one. It is Mr. Toffee. Valerie is clearly no longer in here, but it is Mr. Toffee. With more than 80 million copies sold, what was the best-selling game on the Nintendo Wii? With more than 80 million copies sold, what was the best-selling game on the Nintendo Wii? It came with most Wiis, just as a hint in case you can't gather that. Because we play real games. The other question, that one that Pat Carrillo gets it is Wii Sports. It's also like the few game, like when people traded in, that still had a decently high trade value. In the original Gears of War for Xbox 360, how many kills in ranked versus multiplayer matches were required to earn the Seriously achievement? I know this answer because I have the achievement. In the original Gears of War for Xbox 360, how many kills in ranked versus multiplayer matches were required to earn the Seriously achievement? This is a part of the game to why I switched fully over to Xbox from PlayStation originally. No one's got it yet. Show me potato salad. The Odd Tony gets it. It is 10,000 kills. I was actually, so for the longest time in the original Gears of War, if you went under the Annex playlist, I was in the top 500 of that game. Depressing, isn't it? That's how you know that my reflexes have gotten slower than shit. I am still very good. Oh, by the way, hi Sabre. I just saw your Bob Ross picture there. I'm very good still at Gears of War. If you ever play Gears of War with me, Chaz has played it numerous times with me on playdates. I am still ridiculously good at that game. Who is the creator of the Civilization series? You should be able to get this because his name is in the damn game. He also made a pirate game. Who is the creator of the Civilization series? Wish I could use Google like Tony. I don't think Tony's using Google. By the way, Saber, it's probably good. Steelers 89 gets it. It's probably good that Wolf didn't say what his Christmas gift was, because I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing that's in that gray bag behind me. I can't point directly at that one right there. Pretty sure it's the same thing. Because me and him were talking about the packaging that it came in. And, yeah. But who knows? What was the first game in the Call of Duty series to be developed by Treyarch? What was the first game in the Call of Duty series to be developed by Treyarch? Completely different. You have no idea how badly I want to go shake that package, Sabre. But he said be careful. It's slightly gentle. It is not World at War. That is my favorite Treyarch game. That would actually be the second game that Treyarch did. Steelers 89, I'm going to give that to you. It is Call of Duty 2, Big Red 1. I really didn't think anyone was... I just call that game Big Red 1. I don't call it Call of Duty 2. But I didn't think anyone else is going to get the title part there. Fragile, not gentle. Okay, fragile. I get it. It's all fancy like. Which actor portrays Tex Murphy in the eponymous game series? I don't know what the hell that is. Which actor portrays Tex Murphy in the eponymous game series? I wouldn't have known this. No idea. Tex Murphy. Tex Murphy sounds familiar, but eponymous does not. Bippity boppity boo, your butt smells like poo. And the odd Tony gets it. It is Chris Jones. In the Lego games by developer Traveler's Tales, what are the round currency bricks called? In the Lego games by developer Traveler's Tales, what are the round currency bricks called? You'll wind up like me in a van down by the river. That's what happens when you smoke the marijuana, kids. You puff on the magic dragon, and you live in a van down by the river. Brandon Mason gets it. It's studs. Lego studs. Some people like to call me a stud. Just kidding. No one calls me that. I'm just having a gay old time. What can I do for you?
Mommy said, are you drunk?
No, I'm not drunk. I'm just loose, so to speak. Since his first appearance in the 1992 game Kirby's Dream Land, who has been Kirby's arch enemy? This is an easy one. Since his first appearance in the 1992 game Kirby's Dream Land, who has been Kirby's arch enemy? Smoking the ganja. 420 Blaze. If I ever create a troll account to Game Online, it's going to have the words 420 and Blaze in it. Sabre Prime gets it. It is King D to D. Sabre Primo. Look, you're like some fine-ass weed now, Sabre. Sabre Primo. In BioShock Infinite, which character has made his fortune from selling plagiarized songs of the 20th century obtained through tears in dimensional space and time? I have a shirt that I've worn in videos of this company with his name. In BioShock Infinite, which character has made his fortune from selling plagiarized songs of the 20th century obtained through tears in dimensional space and time? Sabre, please share. Meta Knight is not Kirby's arch enemy. All kids are killing me. XXX 420 Blaze 87. Tony gets it. It is Albert Fink. Bandage Girl is the girlfriend of which video game character? Bandage Girl is the girlfriend of which video game character? Booker DeWitt's the main character. Albert Fink, or Fink Industries, is who that question was referring to. I would have streamed the BioShock games, but they have like a block on it. I'm a big BioShock fan. Like, that's one of my favorite. Brandon Mason gets it. We can tell who plays indie games in this stream. Hatchet, I know, plays a lot of indie. Brandon, you obviously play a lot of indie. Which famous wrestler had a cameo appearance in Saints Row 4? Which famous wrestler had a cameo appearance in Saints Row 4? I'm a huge Saints Row fan, too. I could have guessed this one really easily. You unlock some wrestling moves because of him. What up, Sam's dad? Always, how you doing? Just enjoying my glass of wine, letting my coffee cool down. This over to the side of a new BioShock. Well, they already announced there's a new BioShock in development. But boy, am I excited. Let me give you a hint. Hot Rod. Oh, the Odd Tony got it either way. It is Rowdy Roddy Piper. I used to be a big Roddy Piper fan as a kid. Fizco releases which toxic energy drink in the 2017 game Sunset Overdrive? Fizco releases which toxic energy drink in the 2014 game Sunset Overdrive? By the way, Sunset Overdrive is fantastic if you haven't played it. I'm pretty sure that Hulk Hogan will not be appearing in a lot of stuff. I'm actually more shocked that WWE made amends with the guy. Hulk Hogan is an Eagle Scout. Hulk Hogan is a racist bastard. Red Bull, Mountain Dew. That would be a negative. Bud Light Lime. Bud Light Lime is disgusting. Roddy Piper is not the answer on this, Nathan Dowdy. Fizco releases which toxic energy drink in the 2014 game Sunset Overdrive? Odd Tony gets it with Overcharged Delirium. I don't know if I added 2 or 1 there. You're far enough ahead, it doesn't really matter. We get it. Odd Tony wins. From which other video game franchise are the Raving Rabbits originally a spin-off? From which other video game franchise are the Raving Rabbids originally a spin-off? Sunset Overdrive is a great game. What does the winner win? A virtual high five from BPGR. Steelers 89 snags it. It is Rayman. Not to be confused. I almost forgot I changed your name to the Terrible Team 89. Don't feel bad. My wife used to be a Steelers fan when we started dating. In Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, what is the name of the gameplay system that creates dynamic stories involving the enemies, Aurochs, tailored to each individual player? In Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, what is the name of the gameplay system that creates dynamic stories involving the enemy Aurochs and tailored to each individual player? I talked about this a lot when they announced the new game on videos here on the channel, because this is what really separates this franchise from Assassin's Creed. Steelers89 snags it with the Nemesis system. Steelers89's coming for you, Odd Tony. He's coming. In the Animal Crossing series, which greedy character upgrades your home? In the Animal Crossing series, which greedy character upgrades your home? This is an easy one. I sure did. Terrible Team 89. Hatchet, I'm telling you, it was like a sleeper character. Or a sleeper game. Because it was done by Insomniac. Before they did Ratchet and Clank again. I mean, he is a raccoon. That is correct. The Odd Tony gets it with Tom Nook. Wolf, if you would have just been a second sooner, which, Wolf, I thought you were an Animal Crossing fan, so I'm a little disappointed you didn't get that. I hated Tom Nook. Debuting on the Amiga in 1992 as a rival to Sonic the Hedgehog, which character was the ninja of the nth dimension? Debuting on the Amiga in 1992 as a rival to Sonic the Hedgehog, which character was the ninja of the nth dimension? Also a bad guy in Ghostbusters. Just little hint. That's before my time. Not before mine. I had an NES, though, at the time. Ninja Gaiden. I feel like you just heard Ninja, and we're like, Ninja Gaiden. Brandon Mason misspelled it, but we're going to go with Brandon Mason. I don't ding for spelling, because if you ever see my Twitter posts, you know why. Spelling is not a ding. What was the profession of the protagonist Gordon Freeman in the 1998 PC game Half-Life? What was the profession of the protagonist Gordon Freeman in the 1998 PC game Half-Life? Hatchet or arrow? I expect you to get this. Fuck this, I'm playing Halo. It's Zool. Zool was the answer on the last one. That's why I said he's also a bad guy in Ghostbusters. Show me potato salad. You're close on Engineer, Steelers, but not quite. Everyone's guessing Engineer. Really? You've never played Half-Life? Alright, I will say this. For those of you too young to know this, this game was incredible when it came out. It came out the same year as WoW. I mean, some of your biggest games came out that year. Alright. I'm just going to give you the answer on this one. It is scientist or theoretical physicist. Stepdad of the year. Jonathan Heath. I don't know if you got that before I actually stated what it was. So we're going to continue. I imagine Arrow Slayer is going to get this one. Published by Square Enix, which 2018 role-playing video game features 8 playable protagonists? Published by Square Enix, which 2018 role-playing video game features 8 playable protagonists? Okay, I'm going to give that to Jonathan Heath, just because there is a delay on the stream, so he probably typed that in before he saw what I said. I see your guys' responses in real time. You guys hear what I say in a delay. Steelers89 gets it. It is Octopath Traveler. I'm going to take it as Arrow is no longer in here. I just picked that game up here on Black Friday. What is the name of the fantasy world in which the Legend of Zelda series is primarily set? What fantasy world does the Legend of Zelda take place in? Wolf, don't be a Debbie Downer. Brandon Mason! We're starting to get an actual game now. People are catching up to the odd Tony. In which year was the popular game Snake first made available on Nokia phones, specifically on the Nokia 6110? In which year was the popular game Snake first made available on Nokia phones? Show me potato salad. What sound does a dog make? Rough, just like your mama likes it, Trebek. Pat Carrillo gets it. It was 1998. Where are you at, Pat? I know you got one on here. 1998. Originally named Jumpman, in which 1981 game did Mario first appear? Originally named Jumpman, in which 1981 game did Mario first appear? I had a Nokia phone. That tells you how old I am. Joseph Lopez, the first one to answer those, who gets the point. And it was Pat Carrillo. And Pat Carrillo got that one too with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. It was Donkey Kong. Eddie Riggs, the protagonist of the 2009 game Brutal Legends, is voiced by which American actor and musician? Eddie Riggs, the protagonist of the 2009 game Brutal Legends, is voiced by which American actor and musician? Hey, Jilly D, how you doing? We just playing some trivia. Dirty Joe gets it, Jack Black. Dirty Joe. Got a few drinks in me. Boot up some Grand Theft Auto after this and bet on some horse races. How many rows of aliens appear in a wave of space invaders? How many rows of aliens appear in a wave of space invaders? Space Invaders predates me by a little bit. Oh my god, my wife gets it. Unpolished. There we go. The wife gets it. It is 5. In the 2011 video game Bastion, from which group of people Is Zulf an ambassador? In the 2011 video game Bastion, from which group of people is Zulf an ambassador? Space Invaders predates you by a decade. I was born in 87. It doesn't predate me by that much. The trunk people. Crab people. Crab people. Tastes like crab. Rocks like people. Odd Tony gets it. It's the And make sure it's not messing up. Odd Tony's getting pretty long on there. Next up, Jacqueline Natla was the main antagonist in which iconic 1996 action platformer? Jacqueline Natla was the main antagonist in which iconic 1996 action platformer? This is an easy one. I get really excited about the new remakes of this game. Steelers89 gets it. Show me potato salad. It's Tomb Raider. Lara Croft. I'm not British enough to say it that way. Coffee Stain Studios are most famous for creating which 2014 simulator game? Coffee Stain Studios are most famous for creating which 2014 simulator game? I liked this game. This was actually a lot of fun to play. My son loved it too. I was just playing Call of Duty with one of my Patreon supporters. Dirty Joe, I'm going to give it to you. That was Goat Simulator. What is the name of Spyro the Dragon's Dragonfly companion? What is the name of Spyro the Dragon's Dragonfly companion? Pigeon Simulator. I Am Bread was another great simulator game. I loved I Am Bread. Jonathan Heath snags it. It is Sparks. In which 2018 pirate-themed game was developed by Rare? Or which 2018 pirate-themed game was developed by Rare? You know, one of the most iconic developers of all time. This game didn't do quite as well as what people had wanted. I enjoy it. I actually think this game is a lot of fun. I've wanted to venture back to it for a while now. Pat Carrillo snags it. Sea of Thieves. Pat, I feel like you misspelled that like 4 different times. 2 times. Damn, even Jilly knew that one. She doesn't even game on Xbox. The Russian folk tune Korobianki is commonly referred to as the theme of which classic 1984 video game, thanks to the use of it in the Game Boy port. This should be an easy one. Which game You know, I'm not even going to try to repeat that. Easy one. It's the best-selling game on the Game Boy. Actually, I think it's the best-selling game of all time. The odd Tony snags it. It is Tetris. I can't. I don't. I started off good. In the game series of the same name, what does the acronym of the Fear Team stand for? In the game series of the same name, what does the acronym of the Fear Team stand for? I knew this, actually, and I don't even like the Fear franchise that much. Pokimane. Jonathan Dunbar is not Pokimane. It was bundled. No, I mean, like, the Tetris franchise, I think, is, like, the biggest selling franchise of all time. I ain't forgot about Dre. All these motherfuckers walking around like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my favorite songs. Steelers 89 gets it. First encounter. I mean, you're right. It's just you have it kind of backwards. So we're going to give you that one. Who is the main protagonist of the Metroid series? Who is the main protagonist of the Metroid series? Fabulous Eagle-ass Reapers. They're fabulous! Tetris on a D-pad is like chocolate and peanut butter. I'm going to give it to Pat, because I don't think anyone's going to actually put her last name in. Samus Aran. Corvo Attano is a protagonist of which video game series? Corvo Attano is a protagonist of which game series? I'm trying so hard. Joseph Lopez, it's all right, buddy. It's all right. I'm really excited for the new, because apparently they're redoing the Metroid Prime collection, and they're redoing, they're making Metroid 4, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to give that to Hatchet, because I understand the typo when I see one. It is Dishonored. Alright guys, so this is one of my favorite game series. I'm going to be really heartbroken if no one gets it, because I originally wanted the sneaking version of this on my arm as a tattoo. In the 1998 game Metal Gear Solid, what is the name of the rogue Black Ops unit led by Liquid Snake? In the 1998 game Metal Gear Solid, what is the name of the rogue Black Ops unit led by Liquid Snake? It is also led by in other games. This is essentially a recreation of Big Boss's version of it. I wanted a tattoo of this. I have a t-shirt with this logo on it. Jonathan Heath gets it. It is the Foxhound group. But there's like two versions of it. There's like one version of the logo where it is a fox with a knife in its mouth, and it's in like a crest. And then there's another one where the fox has like lightning style feet. So like the feet are zigzagged coming off the legs, and it's kind of hunched over like it's sneaking. That's my favorite version of that, and that was the tattoo that I wanted. In Mass Effect, which alien species is affected by the genophage? In Mass Effect, which alien species is affected by the genophage? Sabre won't get this because he still hasn't played Mass Effect, easily one of the greatest RPGs of all time. This is an easy one. So Steelers 89, it did get a remake on the GameCube. It was actually one of the first really big game remakes, and that was with the Twin Snakes, where they actually added a lot of quality of life things from the other Metal Gear Solid games. SJW fail. Jonathan Heath gets it. It is the Krogan. Rex was also one of my favorite characters, so you know. Whose experiments with a time machine kick off the events of Command and Conquer Red Alert? Whose experiments with a time machine kick off the events of Command and Conquer Red Alert? I agree with Jonathan Dunbar. It is a great series. I have debated on gifting him at least the first game to try to get him started. There's an actual real-life inventor that does this. Real-life inventor. Should be a pretty easy one. Pretty iconic. Tony gets it. It is Albert Einstein. Woo! I don't think it's still... Oh, no, it added one. It's just starting to go off. Next card, kids. In which 2017 game by Team Ninja is very loosely based on the real life of the English samurai William Adams? Which 2017 game by Team Ninja is very loosely based on the real life of the English samurai William Adams? Hey, buddy.
Where's my... I don't know where's my XO case.
I don't know either. You should do this again sometime in the future. Jonathan Dunbar, I actually did these like last year around this same time. I do it when I can find trivia card decks, and I can find them easier this time of year. And it looks like the odd Tony gets it. It is Nio. All right, kids, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a real tricky one for you to answer. I'm almost half tempted to skip the question because of it. What are the inputs for the Konami code? What are the inputs for the Konami code? You know what? And I will say this. The trivia streams were actually some of my favorite streams. Like, I enjoy doing this. I could have been a great game show host. I feel like I've got the charisma. Show me potato salad. Pat, if I can find trivia day. Giving that one to Hatchet. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I feel like that just tried to kill me, that sneeze. Save. Oh, damn Konami code. The second I asked that question, I was like, this is going to be a bitch to type. In the 2015 horror game Until Dawn, which actor provides the voice and motion capture for Dr. Hill? In the 2015 horror game Until Dawn, which actor provides the voice and motion capture for Dr. Hill? Thank you, Hatchet. Zoom tight. Yeah, I feel like that sneeze tried to kill me. Like, that could have been the end of Nick right there. And that's how Back Pocket Game Reviews died. By the way, I created a TikTok today. I didn't tell anyone, but I made a video on there. There is a Back Pocket Game Reviews TikTok now. We're not going to talk about names. See if you can find me. The Odd Tony got it. It is Peter Stormare. How the fuck do you say that name? However his name is. Whatever the heck he goes by in his life. First appearing in the 1986 game Castlevania, player character Simon Belmont is usually seen wielding which type of weapon named the Vampire Killer? What weapon does Simon Belmont carry in Castlevania, kids? Should be an easy one. Select a simple question for me, please. Joseph Lopez, this is a pretty simple one. At least if you're in my age group. Pat Carrillo snagged it. It is a whip. Watch me whip, whip. Now watch me nay-nay. I'm whipping and nay-naying them vampires. My wife really likes the show Vampire Diaries. I've watched that show like 100 times. It drives me up a wall. Vampires with moody feelings. Which real-time strategy game series by Creative Assembly has had entries with Roman, medieval, and Napoleonic settings? Which real-time strategy game series by Creative Assembly has had entries with Roman, medieval, and Napoleonic settings? I actually really like this RTS game, so I even knew this. You were right, though, Joseph Lopez. You were right. You just weren't the quick draw on it. Jonathan Heath snags it. It is Total War. The hell was that name? The first game that Peter Molyneux really got big for. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an RTS game where it's like a god simulator later, and it's actually pretty good too. You can have like your own little animal that follows you around, and one of them's a cow. Pretty fantastic. The cow squirts milk at people. In reference to Citizen Kane, which cheat code provided players of the 2000 game The Sims with 1,000 simoleons in currency upon its entry? In reference to Citizen Kane, which cheat code provided players of the 2000 game The Sims with 1,000 simoleons in currency upon its entry? Black and yeah, Tony, was black and white. And it is Rosebud. Odd Tony, I feel like you're the Tony that I know in real life, but I'm not 100% sure if that's what you go by on YouTube or not. In which entry of the Assassin's Creed series does Cesare Borgia appear as the main antagonist? In which entry of the Assassin's Creed series does Cesare Borgia appear as the main antagonist? This is actually my favorite Assassin's Creed game, by the way. I actually know the Odd Tony in real life, by the way. Used to work with him. It is not a numbered series of the Assassin's Creed game. And now that I know who the Odd Tony is, too, I'm not shocked that he's winning. He would probably be the only person who could give me a run for my money in these questions. It is not a numbered entry in the Assassin's Creed franchise. That is the best hint I can give you. And it is my favorite. It is a Odd Tony gets it. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Released in 1971, which computer game featured a journey to Willamette Valley and a possible game over due to the player character dying from dysentery? Played this game. They make a handheld version of it now. I've debated on getting this for my kids just so they can learn how much hell life can be. Your character has died from dysentery. Son of a bitch. Odd Tony is built like Megamind in real life. Oregon Trail, Steeler 89 snags it. I mean, no. Steeler 89 isn't too far behind him. I think every kid my age knows that. In Tom Clancy's The Division, on what day of the year is a virus spread throughout New York through infected banknotes? In Tom Clancy's The Division, on what day of the year is a virus spread throughout New York through infected banknotes? I love The Division, by the way. It's one of my favorite game franchises out of the whole live game whole thing that's going down. You know how they have the live games or games as a service now? All my people died. It is not the 4th of July. If you work retail, you hate this day of the year. The Odd Tony gets it. It is Black Friday. Which civilization can use war elephants in Age of Empires 2? Which civilization can use war elephants in Age of Empires 2? Why did I almost say civilization? I have seen the game Oregon Trail. I have not tried it yet. Why would the Romans be able to use elephants? Odd Tony gets it. It's the Persians. Oh, here's another game I really like. I had this game on the original Xbox. Released in 2004, which video game was a prequel to the 2000 film Pitch Black and featured Vin Diesel reprising his film role of Riddick? Released in 2004, which video game was a prequel to the 2000 film Pitch Black and featured Vin Diesel reprising his film role of Riddick? I love the Chronicles of Riddick and Pitch Black and the movie Riddick. It's a zombie version of Oregon Trail. Of course it is. What hasn't been zombified these days? Hatchet gets it. Butcher Bay. Escape from Butcher Bay, but I understand when we use shorthand. Odd Tony was hot on your trail, though. That was a really good game on the original Xbox, though. What is the name of the race of insect aliens in the 1984 game Elite? I didn't know this. Well, that Riddick game was also exclusive to Xbox at that time. If anyone actually gets this, I'm going to be shocked. You got about 10 more seconds. Thargoids. They were called Thargoids. Nope. Didn't ring a bell to me either. In Limbo, what kind of creature briefly captures the boy near the start of the game? In Limbo, what kind of creature briefly captures the boy near the start of the game? I did not play Limbo. I would not have known this. Dirty Joe. Dirty Joe gets it. It was a spider. When I was a little girl, I was afraid of spiders. Widowmaker was like my favorite Overwatch character when that game released, by the way. In which game did Katana first appear as a playable character? It's asking for the specific one, by the way. In which game did Katana first appear as a playable character? I could answer that one. I could answer that one easily. Is that a jewel? No, it is a Caliburn. A UL Caliburn. They are refillable pods. They're magnetic, so it wants to slide back down. Dirty Joe gets it. Mortal Kombat 2. That was actually my first Mortal Kombat game. Which, you know, we're gonna skip this because it's simply a too specific of a question, and no one's gonna get this. Who was the artist for the 1995 NES game Chrono Trigger, who is also best known as the creator of the Dragon Ball manga? Who was the artist for the 1995 NES game Chrono Trigger, who is also best known as the creator of the Dragon Ball manga? Oh, Jesus Christ, Hatchet. 25? Damn, bro. Damn. Hatchet really made it rain. That's going to be pinned for a while. See how slow that one moves? They pin. That's the one thing I do love that YouTube does, is they pin your super chats at the top of the chat based on stuff like that. And JEDF actually got that first. JEDF. I don't know what that stands for, but you got that one. It was Akira. How many colossi is Wander tasked with defeating in Shadow of the Colossus? How many colossi do you have to defeat in Shadow of the Colossus? By the way, I'm sitting in my wife's streaming chair in case you can't tell with the Jinja Ninja there. Those of you who are in my Patreon, by the way, I will be sending out my Christmas cards tomorrow. So you'll be getting one of those stickers. Thank you, Hatchet. I appreciate it, buddy. Tony gets it. 16. So, by the way, here's a fun fact. Since I said I know Odd Tony in real life, Tony is actually the individual who lent me a copy of Mass Effect and recommended it to me to play. Like, he told me I should play Mass Effect, and that was why I played it. This is before that game was even well known, because it didn't take off and do really well. Which is weird, because it's probably BioWare's best franchise. And I say that very boldly as someone who knows that they also made the Star Wars games that everyone holds so dearly. Still a better franchise. Developed by Rare, which side-scrolling beat-em-up game was released in 1991 in response to the popularity of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Zit and Rash are two of the characters. Just as a small hint, I do love this game. I think I more forced it on you. I mean, you recommended it hard. He also recommended the movie Children of Men to me. Mass Effect 1 was fantastic. Actually, if we're being fair, all of the Mass Effect games were really good. Dirty Joe gets it. It is Battletoads. I figured that should have helped. That rations it. Can't remember the third one's name. Ooh, we got some more ones that I like on here. We're going to skip the Guitar Hero questions because it's kind of lame that they even have a Guitar Hero question. In which Nintendo 64 game does the player take on the role of Joanna Dark? This is arguably my favorite Nintendo 64 game. I would say it's better than GoldenEye. In which Nintendo 64 game does the player take on the role of Joanna Dark? The sequel sucked. But the first game was fantastic, and to play the actual story, you had to have the RAM expansion pack on the N64. Steelers89 gets it. It is Perfect Dark. I love Perfect Dark. The Farsight sniper rifle, that sniper rifle was dirty. You could see through walls. You could literally snipe people from the other end of the map through walls. In League of Legends, what term is used to describe the number of minions a player has defeated? In League of Legends, what term is used to describe the number of minions a player has defeated? I don't play League of Legends, so GoldenEye was better. Pat, I'm not going to fault anyone for saying GoldenEye is better. I just disagree. Dirty Joe, if they changed it, it was because of how filthy the James Bond licensing is. I don't play League of Legends, so I wouldn't have been able to guess this even if I wanted to. Odd Tony gets it. It's creep score. I'm pretty sure Tony has probably played League of Legends. Which character who defeated Janken the Great in his 1986 debut appearance was regarded as the unofficial mascot of Sega before Sonic the Hedgehog? You can actually see him in a Dreamcast game. He runs a used video game store, and the game's called Sagaga, and he actually talks about how he got beat out by Sonic the Hedgehog. Someone faster than him came along, and him and his girlfriend's tombstones appear in Altered Beast. Pacarilla snags it. It is Alex the Kid. I hated the Alex the Kid games. They were trash. It's probably really sad that everyone's probably like, how the hell do you even know about Sagaga? Yeah, I know. I'm lame. This is why I ran and managed a GameStop store. Which actor and comedian voices Jasper in the Fable 3 game? Should be easy, especially if you're a Monty Python fan. Which actor and comedian voices Jasper in Fable 3? And your father smells of elderberries. We are the Knights of Ni. YouTube lag. As I said, I don't dispute who shows up first on my screen. Joseph. Odd Tony gets it. It is John Cleese. I love useless trivia, by the way, in case you're not aware. Introduced to Mario Kart 64 and a staple of the series since, what controversial projectile targets the race leader? First came out, Mario 64. It's arguably the most infuriating object in the game. You're close, Steelers, but the red shell was actually in the Super Nintendo version. Game Freak Joey gets it. It is the blue shell. Game Freak Joey. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. Save. Which open world survival game is set on the fictional ocean planet 4546b? Which open world survival game is set on the fictional ocean planet 4546b? I'm pretty sure this game was published by GameStop's publishing company, Game Trust, if I'm not mistaken. It was probably the best known game by Game Trust as well. It is Subnautica. Odd Tony gets it. I did not play it. I'm pretty sure that game was made by Game Trust, though. We're going to find out. I want to know if I'm right. Who published Subnautica? No. Who published Subnautica? It was Unknown Worlds. I was wrong. There's another underwater game that was done by them. I just don't remember what it was. Game Boy's launch title, Alleyway, was a clone of which classic 1976 Atari arcade game? Game Boy's launch title, Alleyway, was a clone of which classic 1976 Atari arcade game? Phone goes directly to Pornhub. No, but I do have the Australian Google Assistant. I see that you said that, Tony. But everything is on a delay. So, like, what you see me say, you're seeing it like, I think it's like 10 seconds is what the delay is. Odd Tony gets it. It's Breakout. See, I don't remember anything Atari for the most part, outside of Pac-Man and Galaga and Pitfall. I do remember Pitfall. Geralt of Rivia appears as a playable character in which 2018 fighting game? Geralt, the main character of the Witcher series, appears as a playable character in which 2018 fighting game? This was like a huge announcement for them too. There are two main there are two main, like, yin and yang kind of concepts to this fighting game. Yoda's been in it. Darth Vader's been in it. I used to love this fighting game at one point. Jonathan Heath gets it. It is Soul Calibur. Not a 4, a 1. Stupid fat fingers. What are the nicknames of the 4 Pac-Man ghosts? You know, it's crazy. Before you read a question, the answer is already said at... So it all depends on your connection, too, to YouTube. So if you're running slightly behind... you can always restart the stream and see if it catches you back up. Nick, when will you give up nicotine? I'm debating on doing that as soon as I run out of nicotine juice. There's 4 of them. 4 of them. There are 4. And I could have gotten all 4 of them, actually. You are so close, Jilly. Odd Tony did get it, though. It is Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. I know, Clyde's such a weird one compared to the... Here's another one of my favorite game series. What is the name of the main playable character in the Metro series? The books are really good, too. What is the name of the main playable character in the Metro series? Tony won. Jonathan Dunbar. It could still... Anyone could sweep a comeback. Kalishnikov. Tony gets it. It is Artyom. It's going to be hard, but I'm rooting for you, Nick. You can totally give it up. I can, and it's going to be hard. In the 1997 game... Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, who is the CEO of Rupture Farms? In the 1997 game, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, who is the CEO of Rupture Farms? I wouldn't have known this one. I actually never really got into the Oddworld series that much. I did play Munch's Odyssey, because I think everyone and their mother played Munch's Odyssey. Odd Tony gets it. It's Moloch the Gluckin. The Gluckin. D's nuts. It is D's nuts. Which studio was the developer for the 2018 game Spider-Man? And Sunset Overdrive, by the way. And Ratchet and Clank. Bob Saget. I love Bob Saget's stand-up. That dude is hilarious. Your Mudda's meatballs. Steelers 89 gets it. It is Insomniac Studios. In the multiplayer for Nintendo 64's classic GoldenEye 007, which weapon is famed for its ability to defeat an opponent with a single shot? This has appeared in multiple other games, by the way. In multiplayer for Nintendo 64's classic GoldenEye 007, which weapon is famed for its ability to defeat an opponent with a single shot? Pat Carrillo snagged it. It is the Golden Gun. In the point-and-click adventure game Beneath a Steel Sky, what is the name of Robert Foster's robot companion? In the point-and-click adventure game Beneath a Steel Sky, what is the name of Robert Foster's robot companion? I've never even heard of this game. So, if that tells you if I knew the answer or not. We're going to finish this part of the deck. We're going to finish tonight. And then I still have this whole other set for gaming trivia. This is a really good box. I got these at Target, by the way. For those of you who like trivia games, I like trivia. I enjoy trivia a lot. Bender. This is not Futurama. Odd Tony gets it. It is Joey. What is the name of the witch in Banjo-Kazooie responsible for the kidnapping of Banjo's sister, Tootie? What is the name of the witch in Banjo-Kazooie responsible for kidnapping Banjo's sister, Tootie? This is an easy one. Everyone should be able to instantly get this. You should do this more often. If I could find trivia decks more often, I would. I'm going to give it to Game Freak Joey because he is very close. And I believe she gets called that a couple times in there. It is Gruntilda. Gruntilda. Which science fiction themed Japanese role-playing game series is developed by Tri-Ace? Science fiction themed Japanese role-playing game series is developed by Tri-Ace. Dude, Conkers was awesome. The Great and Mighty Pooh. Next time, don't wear a shirt. Wait, what? I don't want to be kid-friendly, just because, you know. I know you had said it, Tony, but Game Freak Joey did beat you out on it. Game Freak Joey also got the Star Ocean question. Answer for this one is Star Ocean. Save. In the 1986 arcade game Outrun, what type of car does the player control? What type of car do you drive in Outrun? Nick is going to make out with his wife after the stream. We'll see. If it was a magic 8-ball, it would probably say, not likely. Game Freak. Oh no, Pat Carrillo snagged that one. It is a Ferrari. Where are you at on here? Pat Carrillo. Save. The exact answer is a Ferrari Testarossa Spider. Released by Nintendo, what is the name of the cardboard interactive toy line compatible with the Nintendo Switch console? Cardboard interactive toy line. Supposed to get kids into early engineering. Nick has more man in his left ear than the rest of mankind. Oh. Steelers 89 snags it. It is Labo. Terrible team, where you at? Pretty sure Steelers is in second place. What is the name of the undead protagonist of the 1998 game Medieval? It was also just re-released, so some of you might have just played this for the first time. It's called Bullshit That Costs Too Much. Labo is expensive, Jilly. Like, overwhelmingly expensive. Did you say my last name? I'm sorry. Even if I tried to say it in Spanish, it would just be worse. Ask Sabre. Sabre will tell you. Nick's Spanish is no bueno, mi amigo. It is Sir Daniel. Odd Tony gets it. Which video game is set at Bulworth Academy? Which video game is set at Bulworth Academy? Should be an easy one. We've been begging for a sequel to this game for just how long, kids? It was Steve Urkel. Heidi ho, Winslow. You know, he was also the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog in the 1990s miniseries of Sonic the Hedgehog. Who said bully first? Game Freak Joey snagged it. It is bully. Released for the Sega CD peripheral to the Mega Drive in 1992, which full-motion video game has the player protect Kelly Med and others using traps and security cameras? This is essentially what gave inspiration to Five Nights at Freddy's, and Nintendo also said at one point that this game would never appear on one of their consoles, and it is on the Switch today. You can go buy it right now on the Switch. What up, Cody Swan? Pat Carrillo snagged it. It's Night Trap. Is it Pat Carrillo? Is that how it should be said? Carrillo? I'm just guessing at this point because I said it wrong, so now I'm kind of like curious. What is the name of the South Park role-playing game that was released in 2014? So not the Fractured But Whole, but the what? What was the first one, kids? Oh. Excuse me. Pardon me for being rude. It was not me. It was my food. It just popped up to say hello, and now it's gone back down below. Well, that was beautiful, Mr. Powers. Carrillo? Got it. Carrillo. Got it. Game Freak Joey snags it. Stick of truth. I'm a diehard South Park fan. I've seen every episode of South Park, and clearly I've played all of the games. What is the first zone called in the 1991 game Sonic the Hedgehog? First zone in the original Sonic the Hedgehog. First zone. Carrillo? Jilly D! Damn. Thank you, Jilly. I appreciate that a lot. Pat Carrillo snags it. I still don't know if I'm saying this right. Pat, I've known you long enough that I can't believe I've been saying it wrong this whole time. I'm gonna need about 350. God damn it, you rockman monster! Carrillo. Got it. We're good. What is the name of the time-manipulating weapon used by the Prince of Persia in the Sands of Time? What is the name of the time-manipulating weapon used by the Prince of Persia in the Sands of Time? This is really easy, actually. And I don't even play Prince of Persia games. And I could have guessed this. Like, if I just took a stab in the dark, this would have been it. I think, didn't they make a movie based around the Sands of Time? I know Prince of Persia was kind of a big deal at one point, and then Assassin's Creed just kicked its ass. Cody Swan gets it. It is the Dagger of Time. Cody Swan for a 1-pointer. The Dagger of Time. Which developer released Frogger in 1981? I honestly wouldn't have known this. I've boycotted them before very publicly. Which developer released Frogger in 1981? Also released one of my favorite game series that we've talked about tonight a little bit. And that also involves part of the reason why I hate them. No, Frogger is not an Atari-owned franchise. I had you all enter their code earlier tonight. They also produced the game Metal Gear Solid. Odd Tony snags it. It is Konami. Konami. A spin-off from Undertale, the first character of which video game had a surprise launch in October 2018? I didn't know this. I also didn't play Undertale. Spin-off from Undertale, the first chapter of which video game had a surprise launch in October 2018? I know, like, after you hear it was Konami who did Frogger, like, it all... Cody Swan snagged that one. It is Deltarune. I didn't play Undertale, though, so I didn't know. In Theme Hospital, who do sufferers of the disease King Complex impersonate? In Theme Hospital, who do sufferers of the disease King Complex impersonate? I have never played it, never heard of the game, but you could probably make an easy stab in the dark at that. We are getting towards the bottom of the cards, kids. We've gone through this many, and this many is what we have left. Cody Swan gets it. It is Elvis Presley. In which 2003 video game does the player control Jade, a photojournalist, in the year 2435? In which 2003 video game does the player control Jade, a photojournalist, in the year 2435? This should be a real easy one because supposedly we should have a sequel soon that they've shown off a little while ago, and I kind of figured would have already been out by now. Odd Tony gets it. It's Beyond Good and Evil. It's a really good game, by the way, if you haven't played it. Cody Swan was right on your tail, Tony. Developed by ID Software and released in 1992, which video game is sometimes credited with being the original first-person shooter, or at least the game that popularized the genre? Should be pretty easy. Developed by ID Software, which game originally is kind of credited for being the first FPS or at least popularizing the genre? Yes, Beyond Good and Evil is a fantastic game for its time. It is not Doom. I'm happy that everyone instantly assumed it was Doom. But I actually knew the answer to this question. Pat Carrillo snags it. It is Wolfenstein 3D. Wolfenstein has gone through many Carrillo. I'll get it at some point, Pat. It's going to take a little bit. Pat Carrillo gets it. Wolfenstein 3D. In the Dragon Age series, who is Morgan's mother? In the Dragon Age series, who is Morgan's mother? Morgan's my favorite character, and I would have been able to tell you the answer to this. Tony's probably gonna get this. If I had to make a guess, this game was really popular actually in the call center that me and Tony worked in. It is Flemeth. That woman. That dirty bitch. What is the name of the evil alien antagonist in Earthbound? What is the name of the evil alien antagonist in Earthbound? The funny part is Alfred Bandana said the mother, and mother is actually the name for Earthbound in Japan. Never got into Dragon Age. Dragon Age was good. It's a Hispanic last name. Pat, I'm terrible with Spanish, man. I know like El Baño, Bentejo, Burro, Pollo. No bueno, mi amigos. Ness is the protagonist. I'm asking for... Oh, Odd Tony got it. It's Gigas. I think that's how you say that. I really don't know if that's the correct way of saying that or not. Dr. Albert W. Wiley is the robot inventing archenemy of which video game character? Dr. Wiley is the robot inventing archenemy of which video game character? This should be an easy one. I'm terrible at these games. Y'all got to watch me rage at Cuphead. You can only imagine how terrible I do at this. Cody Swan, I am disappointed. That would have been Dr. Robotnik for your answer. And Game Freak Joey got it. It is Mega Man. There were a lot of Sonic answers there. That is heartbreaking, kids. Heartbreaking. What is the name of the village in which the SNES game Harvest Moon is set? What is the name of the village in which the SNES game Harvest Moon is set? I actually don't know the answer to this, and I'm a diehard Harvest Moon fan, but I didn't actually play a Harvest Moon game until the PlayStation game. Sonic could also be Eggman as well, but Dr. Robotnik. If Arrow were in here, Arrow Slayer would probably get it. I'm a fan of the Harvest Moon series, so what about me being on the leaderboard? Chillin' Chameleon, did you get an answer? If you get an answer, you'll be on the leaderboard. You have to get first person to show it, and it pops up on my screen. Odd Tony got it. It is... Oh, no. Yeah, Odd Tony got it. It's Flower Bud. I would not have known that one. I did not play the SNES version of the game. Which 1983 Laserdisc arcade video game was animated by Don Bluth? Which 1983 Laserdisc arcade video game was animated by Don Bluth? This game has actually received a lot of popularity recently. They've re-released pretty much all of these, and it's animated in a very fun art style. Game Freak Joey got it. It is Dragon's Lair. In the 1996 survival horror game Resident Evil, protagonist Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine worked for Raccoon City's STARS team. What does STARS stand for? Laserdisc versus VHS. Laserdisc was actually superior to VHS. Laserdisc was just super expensive. What does STARS stand for? Frying up some honey roasted turkey, Nick. I'm going to throw down on some sandwich. Call me Rookie of the Year for this trivia thing. Odd Tony, the MVP. Odd Tony gets it. It is Special Tactics and Rescue Services. I actually knew the answer to that one. Betamax versus VHS. I mean, digital's winning now. Digital's kicking physical media's ass. The playable characters from Telltale Games' 2014 episodic video game Game of Thrones are from which northern house? I didn't like Telltale's Game of Thrones, so I wouldn't have guessed this. Big Game of Thrones fan. I just didn't like that they make you change characters constantly in this. Dude, Laserdisc was like outrageously expensive. We had one in my school because they could be interactive. And this is like at the time, DVD wasn't even a thing yet. And Laserdisc was literally, Odd Tony gets it. Laserdisc was literally like the size of a record, but as a CD. For those of you too young to actually know what a Laserdisc is. What is Roger Wilco's original profession in the Space Quest adventure game series? Roger Wilco's original profession in the Space Quest adventure series. I mean, Hatchet, you and I are almost the same age. So, I also went to Catholic school, so we were drastically underfunded. Does anyone remember 8-track tapes? A-track is in the letter A track. Yes, I do remember them. They were not super predominant when I was a kid. It was mostly all cassette tape. Is Pat old? Pat is not that old. Odd Tony gets it. He was a janitorial. A custodian, if you want to be polite. A member of the Tojo clan, Kazuma Kiryu, is the main protagonist of which PlayStation series? Member of the Tojo clan, Kazuma Kiryu, is the main protagonist of which PlayStation series? It's actually a Sega game. Sega makes the game series. But it is exclusive to PlayStation. A lady doesn't reveal her age. I do know Jilly's age, by the way. What up, Blue-Eyed Tech? How you doing, buddy? Hatchet gets it. It was Yakuza. I know Hatchet liked that game, too, though. I'm pretty sure you streamed that, if I remember correctly, Hatchet. Beginning in 1995, which video game series developed by Team 17 features opposing teams of annelids attempting to eliminate each other? You're my age range. This was actually a really popular game series at one point. Sorry, everyone. It's my favorite series. Yes, I know. I'm aware, Hatch. Shenmue, duh. I actually didn't like Shenmue all that much. Odd Tony gets it. It was Worms. Worms was actually a pretty big game franchise. Game Freak Joey was hot on your tail there, Tony. I'm pretty sure if he would have been in here from the beginning, he would be giving you a bigger run for your money. Detective Cole Phelps is the protagonist of which video game? I've streamed this game. It's one of my favorite rocks. Actually, I like every Rockstar game except for Manhunt. So that doesn't really narrow it down. Cole Phelps is the protagonist of which Rockstar video game? Cody Swan gets it. L.A. Noire. I have it on the Switch now. I also tried to play it on PSVR. From which character does Cloud Strife inherit the Buster Sword in Final Fantasy VII? From which character does Cloud Strife inherit the Buster Sword in Final Fantasy VII? Did you like Rockstar Table Tennis game? Tony, remember? Yes, we've talked about this. That I talked about how awesome that table tennis. I don't even like table tennis, but they took that game so seriously for what it was. It was just ridiculous. Game Freak Joey gets it. It is Zach Fair. I'll take Zach as the answer, though. Apparently, Game Freak Joey was on a first-name basis with him. By the way, hi Gassy Hippo, welcome to the stream. All you guys who are in here, you should drop a thumbs up on the stream. It tells people that you like this stream, helps it get seen by more people, and that'll make me keep wanting to do more trivia streams. Oh, this is another game series I loved. The 2012 game Sleeping Dogs is considered a spiritual successor to which other game series for which it originally started development as a sequel? The 2012 game Sleeping Dogs is considered a spiritual successor to which other game series for which it originally started development as a sequel? This series had 2 games on the PS2 and then just went silent. And then on the Xbox One, Sleeping Dogs came out, or that generation. And it actually originally started as a sequel to that game, but they wound up changing a lot about it, so they changed the name. Blue Eyed Tech gets it. It is True Crime. Blue Eyed Tech. You get a Uno. Save. True Crime was a great series, though. And I think it's like people my age probably remember that very vividly. In which 1992 game is Conrad B. Hart the amnesiac protagonist? In which 1992 game is Conrad B. Hart the amnesiac protagonist? I wouldn't have known the answer to this one. I'm not gonna lie though, I probably could have won this trivia if I were a player and not the host. Odd Tony gets it. It's Flashback. In the Splatoon series, what is the name of the shape-shifting human squid creatures that the player controls? In the Splatoon series, what is the name of the shape-shifting human squid creatures that the player controls? My son's favorite game franchise. My dad had a 4-track player. That's how old he is. Jesus Christ. I'm thankfully not old. It is not Octos. Octolings are different. Odd Tony gets it. It's the Inklings. Octolings are different. Very different. Squidbillies. Thanks, Jilly. I almost forgot that show even existed. In which video game was the Konami code first used? In which video game was the Konami code first used? I know what a lot of you are probably going to answer. When in doubt, I go with Tony's answer. Drew Smitty? Red Lobster. I do like me some Red Lobster. So little one is learning to play chess. It's pretty crazy. I am terrible at chess. And Game Freak Joey and Tony both gave the answer I thought everyone was going to answer, and that is not it. The correct answer is... Tony got it. It's Gradius. It is Gradius. First game that used the Konami code. No, not Save As. Stop it, Nick. Stupid fat fingers clicking on the wrong crap. In which country is the first open world racing game Forza Horizon 3 set? In which country is the open world racing game Forza Horizon 3 set? It's actually probably one of the most beautiful game worlds there is. No, it is not Italy. It is not USA. I'm singing a song that would give it away in my head just because every time this comes up, I think about it. If you'd like, I could talk to my Google Assistant who has the same... Odd Tony gets it. It's Australia. I was singing in my head, men at work, do you come from a land down under? But I was like, I can't say that or I'll give it away. What is the name of the player character in the 2000 PC game Deus Ex? Name of the player character in the 2000 PC game Deus Ex. Back when I worked at GameStop, we used to have a game that we'd play. When people would come in for that game, we'd say, yeah, Deus Ex? And people would be like, what? No, I'm here for Deus Ex. And he'd be like, Deus Ex? Gay ass sex. If you say it really fast, it sounds like Deus Ex. And a lot of people don't catch it. That was also a lot of fun to mispronounce certain games to really nerdy people. Like Skyrim. Oh, you're here to get a copy of Skyrim? If this was Skyrim trivia, I'd be set. I'm sure there is a Skyrim trivia deck out there somewhere. I might be able to find some Skyrim trivia. Tony gets it. It's J.C. Denton. J.C. Denton. In which 2015 video game by Bosa Studios does the player control sentient slices of bread? Talked about this game earlier on in the stream. What game do you play as a slice of bread? I mean, I pretty much just gave you the answer. Yeah, you're here to get a copy of Deus Ex? Yeah, gotcha. Cody Swan gets it. I am bread. I'm not gonna lie though, that was always probably one of the funnest parts to working at GameStop, was just messing with like super nerdy people that get super offended. There's also simpler times, like, you know, cancel culture and being overwhelmingly offended didn't exist back then. Who was the designer of the 1999 game System Shock 2, also known for directing the 2007 spiritual successor BioShock, which... in my opinion, BioShock is much greater than System Shock, but System Shock is still good. I could have rattled this one off in my sleep, because he wasn't actually involved in BioShock 2, but he was involved in BioShock Infinite, and now he has no part in it. So we'll see how BioShock 4 ends up. Odd Tony gets it. Ken Levine is a bit of a gaming legend. Todd Howard. Daddy Todd lets me down all the time, okay? Damn you, Daddy Todd. How many characters does the player choose from in the 1989 classic side-scroller Golden Axe? How many different characters can you play as in Golden Axe? Not the new Golden Axe, because in that one you can be one. But the old Golden Axe games. Without System Shock, there would be no Bioshock. I have System Shock. I own both of them. I just prefer Bioshock. Cody Swan got it. It is Trace. There are 3 playable characters. Gimli, Half Naked Girl, and Barbarian Man. I just don't remember their actual names. In the insult sword fighting section of the classic adventure game, The Secret of Monkey Island, what is the correct comeback to the infamous insult, "You fight like a dairy farmer"? You fight like a dairy farmer. I would have known this. I did play The Secret of Monkey Island, so. People prefer... Tony, we worked together when I first played Bioshock. Math. Man, take it as a lot of you guys didn't play. You know, Dirty Joe, you're not far off. You're close in a certain aspect. The correct answer is how appropriate you fight like a cow. How appropriate you fight like a cow. That is your response to you fight like a dairy farmer. Question. In The Last of Us, to which organization is Joel attempting to smuggle Ellie? In The Last of Us, to which organization is Joel attempting to smuggle Ellie? Moo, Tony, we were too late. Well played on the pun. Cody Swan got it. It is Fireflies. In Grim Fandango, for which organization does Manny Calavera work as a travel agent? In Grim Fandango, for which organization does Manny Calavera work as a travel agent? Grim Fandango's right up there with Monkey Island. These are like classic point-and-click adventure games. Monkey Island was actually also done by Lucas Games. There's just so much useless information that's stored up here. Like, I don't even know why it's up here. And you ask, like, there's a lot of questions you would probably think, oh, he should know the answer to. And I don't have it. But you asked me, like, some useless gaming trivia? Tony got it. It's Department of Death. I'm pretty sure they released Grim Fandango on the Switch, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure. In the Devil May Cry series, what are the names of Dante's signature handguns? Devil May Cry, what are Dante's handguns named? Andy would have gotten that right off the bat. I do not remember Putt Putt Point and Click Adventure. I do remember the first Lego game that came out, which was Lego Island Adventures. It was a PC game. I have that somewhere around here. I might try to get that booted up in compatibility mode to see if my kids enjoy it. Because you get to play as Pepper, which is the pizza delivery boy. Jonathan Heath got it. You also have to take down the Brickster. Arguably, if you ask me, that's still the best of the Lego games. Released for the PlayStation, which Namco racing game featured a minigame of Galaxian on the loading screen? Released for the PlayStation, which Namco racing game featured a minigame of Galaxian on the loading screen. Game Freak Joey got it. It is Ridge Racer. This is a Hungarian Ridgeback. The Helghast are the main antagonists from which video game series? The third one of this game is really good. The game that came after that as a PlayStation 4 launch title is meh at best. The Helghast are the main antagonists from which video game series? I do like the series, though, overall. And the third game had some really cool PS Move stuff built in. Jonathan Heath got it with Killzone. If you want to know how long the stream delay is, I'm usually saying who got it right as they get it. So right as it appears on my screen, I'm saying it. So from when that was typed for them, that'll give you an idea of how long the delay is, by the way. Which 1996 rail shooter pits the player against the zombified creations of Dr. Kurian? This is actually one of my favorite games on the Sega Dreamcast. It's the whole reason why I got the light gun for it. The Kinect was better than the PlayStation Move. Depends. Answered it like Chaz. Cody Swan got it. House of the Dead. Well, who was the House of the Dead 2 was the one that was on Dreamcast, and it was Goldstein, I believe, was the antagonist in that one. I'm pretty sure it was Goldstein in House of the Dead 2. Cody Swan. Boom. Extra point for you, kiddo. We've only got 3 more cards left, kids. That's 6 questions. Mona Sachs is the femme fatale love interest of which video game character? Mona Sachs is the femme fatale love interest of which video game character? Which you're probably never going to get a sequel to either, because the last game that came out on the 360 and the PS3 failed miserably. It did not do well. It was one of Rockstar's worst performing games. I had the move. Tony got it. It's Max Payne. The first games were really good. I mean, even the last one was really good. It just didn't perform well, which is weird because it's rare that Rockstar releases something that doesn't do well. Who is the first boss in the original Crash Bandicoot? Who is the first boss in the original Crash Bandicoot? You've got the moves. You got the freshest freshie. You've got the only sweetest thing in the world. You've got the hooch, baby. Tony gets it. It's Papu Papu. Know you like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer, see that roses really smell like Papu Papu. What is Bayonetta's real name? What is Bayonetta's real name? You know, I built this gaming PC and I've barely played any games on it yet. That'll change one day. We're gonna stream with Nick playing with a mouse and a keyboard, and you're gonna be like, damn, he sucks with the mouse and a keyboard. I now know why Nick plays on console. It is not Jane. Who else serenades us like you do? I know, I've got such a beautiful voice. All right, it doesn't look like anyone's getting this. The answer is Cereza with a C. Oh, Odd Tony got it. I know you got that in before the delay would have kicked in there. It is Cereza. By what name was the classic video game Another World known in North America? What's your Discord? I don't remember what the link is, if that's what you're asking. Should be BPGR or Back Pocket Game Reviews. Jilly D's got it on hand. Look at her go. But yes, Papu Papu Jilly D was the crazy kangaroo guy, I believe. I think he was a kangaroo. Odd Tony got it. It's Out of This World. Y'all were close. Kept getting a lot of the other worlds. Last question, kids. This question is good for 4 points to catch up to Tony. I'm just kidding. There's no way. Even 4 points wouldn't catch up to Tony at this point. The design of the iconic creeper from Minecraft was the result of a failed attempt to create which other Minecraft creature? The design of the iconic creeper from Minecraft was the result of a failed attempt to create which other Minecraft creature? Can I have a pity point? There are no pity points. You can have a pity party. Dang, Blue-Eyed Tech snagged that one. It was a pig. I didn't know the answer to that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, when I first bought this deck, I was like, damn, $8 for a trivia card deck is a lot. Like, that's, I think the last two I bought, I spent like $5 on. But we only made it halfway through the cards in this. I still have a whole nother unopened pack of these. So we will continue this on another night. I will obviously let you all know on the Tweeter box and on the YouTube. But the Odd Tony won. He has 1, 2, 3. He has this many. So who came in second? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Pat Carrillo has 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jonathan Heath has 12. Steelers 89 has 15 as well. So Jonathan Heath Pat Carrillo and Terrible Team 89 are tied for second place. Jonathan Heath in the third place finish. So I mean that was a pretty fun stream, right? I enjoyed this stream. I thought it was very fun, eventful, productive. I actually just enjoyed doing trivia because I think trivia is a lot of fun. My favorite trivia games, actually, You Don't Know Jack. Any of them. You can literally pick any of the You Don't Know Jacks, and I like them. They're just very oddly and uniquely done. But, guys, if you haven't already, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Obviously, I like to do things where I'm relatively interactive with my community. Killer Koala. No, I don't. I doubt you remember me. Did you go by a different name? Because Killer Koala doesn't strike a bell. Game Freak Joey, I enjoyed it too. I had fun. Of course you did, Tony. You smoked everyone. Literally smoked everyone. It was definitely interesting. I've done these before. I enjoy this. Pat, I'm not in the Discord super often unless I get added. That's kind of when I get summoned there. Twitter's kind of been my thing. As I said, though, I did create a TikTok today, which is embarrassing to a certain extent. I'll play PC with you in the future. Didn't you add me on Steam? Pretty sure you've probably added me on Steam. At the time, it was Veers, I believe. That doesn't ring a bell either. Tony is an AI sent from the future. I could see that. If you met Tony, you would just be like, yeah, he strikes me as the type of person who would smoke everyone in some gaming trivia. Wishing you and the family a happy, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Hatchet. I'm pretty excited about Christmas. As you all know, I do a live stream where my family opens their Christmas gifts too. This year I'll be opening the gift that Sabre Prime sent me. I don't know what the hell's in it. My wife will be opening the gifts he sent her. I think I did. I'll look you up. What's your Steam name? I don't remember if it's Falsejesus or if it's under BPGR because I think I changed it.
What's your TikTok?
Back Pocket Game, and then it cuts off. It's like Back Pocket Game Review. It's like part of that. But my name on there is BPGR.
I looked it up.
My @'s like Back Pocket Game RIEV, and that's where it cuts off. It won't let me change it yet. Apparently you have to wait 30 days to change it. Well, it's good seeing you. It makes my days. I'm really happy you all stopped by. I enjoy doing streams like this. I love just the interacting streams, which is weird because these do better than my gaming streams. I don't fucking know. Anytime where I'm just chatting with you guys, that seems to be more popular than when I play a game live. It's probably because there's only a few games I'm like really freaking good at. So, Tony smoked him. You've met Tony before at Dreezen's birthday party. The one where you were pregnant and I got super drunk? Like super drunk?
10 years ago.
I'm on Steam as BPGR? Okay. I know I changed it at some point. I'm Mama Luigi on Steam. Aren't you Mama Luigi everywhere, Pat? You guys have a nice tree. Mine usually looks pretty discombobulated. Yeah, if you're not already following my wife, by the way, I have a giveaway up. You should go follow her on Facebook. She is Ginga, Ginga, Ninja Gaming on Facebook. She game streams. Right here. That's her old logo. I actually like her old logo better than her new one. Let's hear your opinions. I think I have both of them over here somewhere. I do. Hang on. We're going to take a little vote. Let's ask the people which they like better. I like cartoon art, though, better than I do realistic style art. Here is the old. It is this little Ginger Ninja. This was actually hand-drawn. Wolf helped her get this all designed out. I really like this art.
Who has sugar tits?
That's you. And that's the new one. New one.
You didn't even hold up the new
Old
one as long
one.
as the old one.
New one.
That's sexy.
Old one. Which do you like better, kids? I don't know if I can pop a poll in here easily. I cannot. Night, Jonathan. Night, Cody. I am looking for feedback here, though. I like the old one better, but they're both good. I like both. Old one, new. Both. Can't decide. I feel like some of you are just being a little more diplomatic about this. Old. They're both good. I can't decide. Probably new one from for the details. I like the more animated art style. We're probably tied now. I like the old one slightly more because it's cuter. I agree, the old one's cute. Why not use both in a combined new logo? Because I can't design for shit.
I'm not paying for that.
Have you seen what my thumbnails look like when my wife doesn't do them? It literally looks like a dog dry heaved something up and slapped some words on it. I like your wedding ring. It's nice. My wedding ring was also free because we sat through a pan seminar. My wife has the female matching version of my ring. So it's much thinner. But it's tungsten titanium. So originally, this metal is like unbreakable, right? Like it's almost impossible to get through. And if there's a fail-safe, which I'm going to explain, but it's so strong that in certain cases they would cut off my finger and reattach my finger at the hospital rather than try to cut through the ring because of how hard it is to get through. But in these rings, there is an air pocket. It is a safety air pocket, which they may not be able to find. But the safety air pocket's supposed to be able to let them shatter the ring to keep me from, like, losing a finger. Scan both in and then just use Photoshop. Oh, I didn't touch no water. The odd Tony is a genius with his combined idea. I'm not great with Photoshop. In case that wasn't a given, alongside my thumbnails looking like trash. I'm good at Photoshop when I'm using it to make fun of someone. It's like the only time I'm good. And even that, like if you look really closely, you're just like, man, you did a really bad job removing the background here, Nick. Could have matched some colors, but you didn't. All right, guys, I'm getting off here, though. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being a part of the stream. Thank you for being a part of the community. I'll have plenty more content coming for you, and stick around.